There'll be a bishop, a pastor, apostle, someone who has big conferences. Everybody knows, oh my God, they're the holy man of God. And they will pick their victims and they groom them.
TD Jakes is cooked. And I mean 100 billion% cooked. What does that mean for the people that defended him, though? Huh? What does that mean for the ones that have been fooled by his religiosity? What about them people? What about them?
He had a couple of pictures of Jakes in a very provocative manner.
The problem is this: a victim still remains a victim, and a victim has the right to speak out. So no amount of silencing is going to stop the victims. And we're going to talk about the victims. Man, be sure your deeds are going to find you out. Oh, wow. Okay, look, I'm going to put myself on the chopping block first. Okay, first, I fully understand what it is to have secrets. I 100% understand what it feels like to have secrets and always be walking on pins and needles. And then you're about to get that bubble popped right wide open and you're like, oh my gosh, now you got to start, damage control. I know what it's like. I do. So when I'm going to say what I'm going to say next, I fully understand where TD Jakes is at right now. I know exactly where that man is, and I don't envy him, although I do have some advice for him. Let it happen, because the relief you're gonna feel when you're done, trust and believe me, there's nothing like it. Nothing. Why are we talking about TD again? Okay, well, too strong. You know how we don't like to say stuff ahead of time. We kind of wait. There's not no waiting with this one, because TDJ kind of opened the door. He opened the door for this, one, by his affiliations, and two, by his reactions. And I'm really gonna make sure I milk this, because once I drop it, one of two reactions are gonna come from you. You'll be like, ain't no way, or you can be like, okay, so hear me out. Two people have come forward, stating some things that are unbelievable. Unbelievable is a word I'm looking for. Unbelievable. One guy, and he didn't name Jake. So I want to be clear about that. He didn't name, but he has had some tutelage by TD Jakes, and what he's saying will surprise you. Here's a little bit of that.
Referring to the black church specifically. And what that means is that there'll be a bishop, a pastor, apostle, someone who has big conferences. Everybody knows, oh my God, they're the holy man of God. And they will pick their victims and they groom them.
Okay, that's Prophet Manasseh. Trust me, I don't follow Prophet Manasseh. I don't follow anybody that has that before their name. So let's put that aside for a quick second. But what he's saying is very vital. There are tons of things happening in what we call the church today that's going to be coming to light. This is one of them. TD Jakes' behavior is one of them. But not even heard that. You have not heard the receipts of the people who have had their altercations with TD Jakes. One of them is a man by the name of Jerome. He used to work security for the Potter's House. I'm not quite sure if he's still there after this, but he went to a blogger who is of the LGBTQ persuasion to give some info. Is it info or dirt? However you want to term it. He gave some salacious details about Mr. Jakes. One of them is of him, pictures, by the way, not just verbal. He has pictures of Mr. Jakes with a pie, a pumpkin pie, I guess, in his hand, but not dressed according to eating the cake. That's as graphic as I'm going to get you. And then there's another picture of Mr. Jakes on a motorcycle in an assuming position. Let's just call it, he's anticipatory of something happening to him in this pose. And the man said he saw the actual photo of Mr. Jakes in that position given to him by a man named Jerome, who used to work for the Potter's House.
I was contacted by this gentleman, Tyrone. Tyrone works on the security team for Jakes at the Potter's House. And it was, early. He had a couple of pictures. He had a picture of Jakes in a thong. with a peach cobbler that he had made. And then Jakes had bought him a motorcycle, and he had a couple of pictures of Jakes in a very provocative manner, chest down on the motorcycle and tooted up in the thong.
One of them is he is in a thong as well. Mr. Jakes, that is, in a thong. I didn't want to put that image in your head, but if it's in mine, y'all gotta have it too. I'm a sharing guy. I'm not gonna be scarred with that alone. I have to have company. I want it gone, but now it's seared in there, unfortunately for me, and now for you. But if this is true, if these pictures do exist, that makes all the sense in the world as to why he's trying to shut people up. It makes all the sense in the world. If I didn't want that information, my whole baby that I built, this Potter's House movement, this woman thou art loosed, all of it is just gonna go. And you know what else goes with that? My influence and my money. I can't have neither of those gone. I need to keep them. So what do I have to do? Start making sure people understand. The problem is this: a victim still remains a victim, and a victim has the right to speak out. So no amount of silencing is going to stop the victims. And we're going to talk about the victims. If these men coming forward have actual documented proof, either in picture or in stated words, TD Jakes is cooked. And I mean 100 billion% cooked. What does that mean for the people that defended him, though? Huh? What does that mean for the ones that have been fooled by his religiosity? What about them people? What about them? You think he's going to care? You think he's going to come forward? I know what's going to happen. He's going to pull a Swaggart and he's going to come forward, apologize. Because remember, that's what he said. He already, this man's good. I will give Mr. Jakes this. He knows at least how to soften the blow of what's coming. He said this, even if it were true, all I'd have to do is repent from the bottom of my heart.
The worst that could happen if everything was true, all I got to do is repent sincerely from my heart. There's enough power in the blood to cover all kinds of sins.
TD, I'm sorry. I don't think that's how this works. Here's the problem. I'm trying to make sure I say this so I don't come across condescending, although I don't think that's possible. I think I will come across condescending either way. If you have to tell somebody that if it were true, then it's true. That you're already admitting that it's true. And if you're telling me then that all you have to do is repent, you're not repenting. You see the problem? You already know that you're wrong, and you're already anticipating applying a certain rule to yourself that doesn't apply when it's not out of a contrite heart. But the people that you're talking to, who you've buttered up for years, will buy it as though you are, man, what a great man of God you are. Look, bro, we have seen you for a long time exhibit some things on the pulpit and in your private time when you think nobody's watching, and at the parties that you think nobody's filming you at. We've seen, and we have enough information with these two things called eyes to make a very clear and clean assessment of who you are. We don't need you to admit nothing. We didn't even need the victims. We didn't even need nobody coming to talk to us about what we saw. It is blatantly obvious to us what you are. And you have always been. Okay, so let's talk about something real quick. If I am saying I'm a mentor to somebody, okay, hear me out. For years, I'm a mentor to this person. And I've been a mentor for them for, let's say, 8 years. I'll give a nice good number, 8 years. Would you expect to see some sort of fruit in that person's life that reflects my tutelage? Would you? I would think after a year, you would see some change. 2 years, you would see significant change. 3 to 4 years, you'd see this person start to move away from the thing that is destroying them. TD has said he's been a mentor to Puffy, right? That's what he says. He has a relationship is that he's pastor, and he's saving P Diddy. What exactly in Diddy's behavior do you see as changed? What is TD Jakes offering this man? I'm not going to go there. I know what he's offering. I know exactly what TD Jakes is offering P Diddy, but that's not going to change P Diddy. That's only going to give P Diddy more reason to act the way he's acting. And if you know what I'm talking about. But what exactly have you been tutoring him about? What have you been helping him with? You're a pastor. Is that what you call yourself? You're a man of the cloth. You're a man of God, and you're trying to bring Diddy to the light. And in all your years of knowing him, he has yet to actually turn around. It tells me that you're not doing your job. It tells me that I think the one that's actually mentoring the other is the other way around. I think P. Diddy has been mentoring TD Jakes. And TD Jakes has been using the cloth as a cover. But unfortunately or fortunately, that's going to come to the light, and it's coming to the light right away. Now, for all intents and purposes, I don't need to know whether or not any of this is true. Why? Because his doctrine alone is problematic. Okay, so let's just get that out the way. So I don't need a victim to come tell me what you've done. We can see it. The only thing that the victim is going to help is the people who are unable to see it finally. That's what I'm glad about. So when you hear the stories and you see his reaction, understand this is a scared man trying to cover tracks. If you've ever had a secret, you'll understand what his knee-jerk reaction is, and you'll understand what he has to lose. And when you see what he has to lose because he wants it so badly, you'll understand why he's behaving the way he is. You'll understand why he's taking the actions he's taking. Unfortunately for him, there is one person bigger than him in charge of all of this, and that's God. And I cannot wait to see the fireworks go off on this one.